Place Like Home, a classic banjo tune rolling out under the nimble fingers of Wayne Bransfield, recorded before he left for Nashville. We're saying it's time to take 25 minutes to relax and listen to the easy sounds of Mrs. Buckley's tea chest. I'm Ken Lamb.
And I'm Mrs. Buckley's tea chest.
Who is really Dick Wilmot. And here comes Tom Elgie and John Morton to play Mississippi John Hurt's Lewis Collins.
Miss Collins weep, Miss Collins moan, to see her son Lewis leaving home. You know the angels laid him away. The angels laid him away. They laid him 6 feet under the clay. You know the angels laid him away. Shot 1 and Lewis shot 2. Shot poor Collins, shot him through and through. You know the angels laid him away. The angels laid him away. They laid him 6 feet under the clay. You know the angels laid him away. When they heard that Lewis was dead, all the pretty women dressed in red, the angels laid him away. The angels laid him away. They laid him 6 feet under the clay. You know the angels laid him away. Kind friends, oh, ain't it hard to see poor Lewis in the new graveyard? Oh, the angels laid him away. The angels laid him away. They laid him 6 feet under the clay. You know the angels laid him away.
Before we let John Morton get away, we got him to do an instrumental. We call it the one-shot wonder because it was one of those rare times we got it in one shot. Richard, you had something to say?
Actually, John just said it was too warm to do again. But John has only been playing for 2 years, and it should be an example for all you beginning guitar players. Here's Ken once again with Fred Merriman's workshop.
Merriman's, 560 Baker Street, Richard, behind the checkerboard. That's part of a song that Bob Dylan wrote using only 5 notes. We're going to be doing it later. Pick up your guitar and see if you can follow. Play, when we start, between the 9th and the 12th frets. The song starts on Do, it goes up to So. It only takes 2 strings and a space of 4 frets. It's simple, it's easy, it's beautiful. That's what music is all about. That's the Guitar Workshop for today, brought to you by Fred Merriman's, 560 Baker Street, behind the checkerboard.
Upstairs, Ken, upstairs.
Down the street the dogs are barking, and the day is getting dark. As the night comes in a-falling, all the dogs will lose their bark, and the silent night will shatter from the thoughts inside my mind. And I'm one too many mornings and 1,000 miles behind. At the crossroads of my doorstep, my eyes they start to fade. As I turn my head back to the room where my love and I have laid. As I turn my gaze back to the street, the sidewalk and the side. And I'm one too many mornings and 1,000 miles behind. It's a restless, hungry feeling that don't do no one no good. When everything that I'm saying you can say it twice as good. Well, you were right from your side, but I was right from mine. I'm one too many mornings and 1,000 miles behind. In our next song, the Slocan Valley and Nelson get together to do an original song written by Barny from Harmony Gates called All For You. He's accompanied by Tom Debris on guitar, Tom Elgie giving up his Martin guitar to play bass, and Carol Elgie on the tambourines.
Listen to the birds as they sing their song. Watch them as they fly. Listen to the rhythm of the falling rain, so freely from the sky. Feel the wind as it plays in your hair, dancing in the morning sun. That's their way of life, you know. And it's all for you. And it's all for you. It's all for you, my love, my love. Feel the hands on the drums, euphoric rhythm calls. Hear the words from the poet spin as it's piercing a prison wall. They are but dreams made visible, given life by you and I. That's its way of life, you know. Yeah, you know. And it's all for you. And it's all for you. It's all for you, my love, my love. Depths of your heart, hear the sweet voice within as it tells the stories of your days and nights, and a sweet life unknown by sin. Gentle pictures it paints on your mind of beauty and wisdom and love. That's its need in life, you know. And it's all for you. And it's all for you. It's all for you, my love, my love. as I sing this song, won't you come with me to the land where these words came from? Behind us we'll leave all our past and deeds, the things that need to be forgotten. We'll start as a newborn babe. The sun will be our father.
One of the great giants of North American folk music was Woody Guthrie. He had a special love for the downtrodden and the underprivileged. Our next song typifies this. It's the ballad of Pretty Boy Floyd, sung for you by Tom Elgie.
And John Stegman is playing Mrs. Buckley's Junior.
If you gather round me, children, the story I will tell about Pretty Boy Floyd in outlaw Oklahoma, knew him well. Was in the town of Shawnee. It was a Saturday afternoon. Swapped beside him in the buckboard as into town they drove. Now Deputy Sheriff approached him in a manner rather rude, using vulgar words of language, and his wife she overheard. Pretty boy grabbed the long chain, the deputy grabbed his gun, and in the fight that followed, Pretty boy laid the deputy down. He fled to the fields and woodlands to lead a life of shame. Every crime in Oklahoma God added to his name. He fled to the woods and mountains, the Canadian River shore, and the outlaw found a welcome at many a farmer's door. Now there's many a starving farmer, the same old story told, how the outlaw paid the mortgage and saved a little home. And some speak of a stranger that came to beg a meal, and underneath his napkin left $1,000 bill. Was in Oklahoma City, oh it was on Christmas Day, came a whole carload of groceries and a letter that did say, oh, you say that I'm an outlaw, you say that I'm a thief, well, here's a Christmas dinner for the families on relief. Well, through this life I traveled, oh, I seen lots of funny men. Some rob you with a 6-gun, some with a fountain pen. Yeah, through this life I traveled, whoa, through this life I roamed. I never seen an outlaw drive a family from their home.
Well, the old clock on the wall says it's time for the last number. That's Wayne Bransfield doing one of his own compositions, Ground Speed, accompanied by John Stegman on the bass.
Mrs. Buckley's Junior.
It's time to say thank you to the KC Radio Network Time to say thank you to the listening audience in Nelson,
Creston, and northern Idaho.
Time to say thank you to our engineer, Peter Offerman, to our producers, Tom Elgie and Richard Wilmot. Time to remind you to tune in next week, Saturday at 4:05 p.m.
for a special program featuring the original Mrs. Buckley's Tea Chest.